Okay.
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 What about the timing?
I think you probably start once you start.
Wait, how do I share my screen?
Screen share. You did it just now.
Yeah, wait, I'm trying to do it now. Shit. How did this motherfucker do this one?
Just checking, my mic is not noisy this time, right?
Oh, actually, it's not noisy at all. Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
Mother bitch, where is the... Okay, I found it! Oh, shit. Okay, it's Word lah, but it's fine lah, okay, same thing lah. PDF and Word, so same thing lah. Huh? Is this okay?
Wait.
I don't see anything, to be honest.
Okay,
Oh,
can go ahead.
yeah, looks good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's cool.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah, it's all
Is it
good.
too
Yep.
small, too big? Okay.
Okay, let's start.
Okay, you can start anytime you want.
Sorry?
You can start anytime you want.
Okay, shall I start?
Yep.
Okay. So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today, the equity that we are suggesting for purchasing is Padini Holdings. Now, let's get right to it. Padini Holdings is a billion-dollar company operating in the textile and garment industry in Malaysia. They have 9 labels under their family of brands and an outstanding 330 outlets and stores in Malaysia and all over the world. They cater to consumers for both genders and nearly all ages with their brands. Now, there are a few reasons why we believe that the share price of Padini will be driven upwards in the near future within the span of 1 year. The first is the 2016 budget for domestic consumers. For the civil servants in the public sector, there are all kinds of welfare and benefits extended to them in terms of government handouts and personal tax reliefs. But more importantly, these handouts and personal tax reliefs in terms of BRIM are also extended to the private sector and Malaysian citizens as a whole. So we believe that this will increase the consumer demand in Malaysia, because accordingly with Padini being an affordable brand for them. The second reason why we believe the second catalyst which we have identified is the 2016 budget for foreign consumers. Now, the Ministry of Tourism and Culture Malaysia has been allocated 1.2 billion ringgit in order to attract tourists, and higher tourist arrivals will bring in higher sales for Padini due to Padini's strong footprint in nearly all the high-profile shopping malls that attracts them. The third catalyst is e-commerce and wider reach. Now, Padini is opening up 16 more stores around Malaysia, 3 of them in the Greater Kuala Lumpur area, and they are also investing in an e-commerce platform which makes it easier for consumers to buy their products online. And the fourth is the revamping of the supply chain. Now, Padini has had inefficient manufacturers, which they have cut out, and also terminated their work with non-design progressive manufacturers. They are now working with design progressive manufacturers in order to meet the consumer demand for design and quality. Now, there are a few reasons why we believe that Padini has the competitive advantage compared to its rival companies. The first is that it's a Malaysian brand that is well known amongst its domestic consumers. The second is economies of scope with its product ranges, and their product, as mentioned, their product caters to both genders and nearly all ages, from working adults all the way to children. The third is that they are able to consistently offer aggressive sales pricing, which means lower prices in order to increase their market share, and they have been profitable even with those lower prices. And the fourth is that they have a high volume of stores and advertisement that are able to reach an unusually high percentage of the Malaysian demographic. Now, we have done SWOT analysis for Padini, and their strengths, which are related to some of their advantages, is that they have a strong brand presence, a market leadership in Malaysia, even in the face of the competition from international brands. They have multiple locations in many of the retail locations in Malaysia. They have high quality products, and as mentioned, their product ranges for nearly all populations of Malaysia. Now, there are a few weaknesses of Padini, which are lower margins due to promotional activities and such, but this is fine considering that Padini is a large company. There's a lack of short-term specific catalyst in order to drive the share price upwards. By short term, I mean around 3 months. There's lack of a catalyst which can drive the price significantly higher in 3 months. And the third is that the weaker ringgit has affected the cost of goods and operations to be much higher. Now, there are a few threats in order to and risks that are involved in buying the Padini share. The first is the emergence of other fashion brands in Malaysia, such as Superdry and Uniqlo. But as we have seen from before, Padini is competing well with them, even with these brands' presence in Malaysia. The second is that, and one of the most important, is that fashion trends are extremely hard to forecast. Since we can't estimate or forecast the direction of the fashion trend, this is one risk that is inherent in buying the Padini share. And the third is that should the ringgit be even weaker than before, then this will affect the cost of goods and operations of Padini even further. And now I'll pass on to my colleague to explain the fundamentals and valuations.
All right, thank you, Iqbal. Can you please scroll down to the valuation and profitability ratios for me? Thank you. Right, so regarding Padini's fundamentals, the company posted better revenue for the most recent accounting period, but somehow still suffered lower profit margins. As mentioned earlier, in the chairman's report, the number of Padini stores increased in the financial year of 2015 due to their expansion plans. But however, rising living costs and yet still stagnant disposable incomes affected consumer sentiments negatively. Margins were also suppressed by the weakening Malaysian ringgit, introduction of GST, and also the current management's policy, which is to prioritize sales volume first in their efforts to capture consumer loyalty towards their brand. Positives, however, include Padini's constant good liquidity ratios in the next page. Historically, Padini has quick ratios of above 1. So even taking into account that their inventory has to be sold at huge discounts when cash is required immediately by creditors, Padini still has capacity to repay all of their obligations. Other than that, it is also geared at a very reasonable level of 10%. Padini continues to excel as a dividend share, with payout ratios of above 80% for the past 2 years. And coupled with their high free cash flow, there are plenty of opportunities to increase shareholder value through their dividend payments, whether dividend payments could be M&A, mergers and acquisitions, or even research and development for new products. Finally, in terms of valuation-wise, Padini is relatively very cheap in the retail sector, with sample competitors like H&M and Uniqlo, with their current valuations at 24.8 times and 44.7 times. Padini is quite undervalued and should expect capital appreciation should economic conditions improve. So in conclusion, Padini remains our top pick among the three, as in current times of emerging market slump. We believe that Padini is the best defensive pick to ride out the storm. Furthermore, should macroeconomic factors improve in the near future, Padini is also a beneficiary of that due to its currently undervalued stock price. Thank you.
All right. Do you have anything to add, Alex?
Not really, but if you have any questions, we will be more than glad to clarify.
Okay. So I think overall it sounds quite interesting. But as you said, so what do you think will be the major driver, let's say in the next 1 year, so that the macroeconomy will improve and also subsequently bring Padini back on track? given that you say now GST is still dampening the sentiments?
Right now, with GST, I believe that a lot of the consumers are actually getting used to the implementation of GST in how it affects their spending. So as businesses also get used to the new taxation system, uh, they will they'll manage to find the non-value added activities and they will eliminate them so that they can actually return the best possible prices to consumers, and so consumers also therefore will be less affected by this in the future. And also wages will also reflect the changes in the tax system. So GST in the coming years should not be a significant factor in affecting consumer spending. So with that, we should see spending start to stabilize, and therefore we should see some sort of return to high spending levels.
Okay. So let's see. Do you guys know?
Can we just add? Let me just add on to that a little bit. So we've seen that GST has had an effect on the consumer demand in Malaysia, but extending from what Alex said about them being accustomed to it, we believe that one of the opportunities for Padini is that consumer spending will be stabilizing soon.
Okay. And currently, I noticed that Palini's price has appreciated a lot from like 1.4 ringgit to 1.6. Do you still think it's reasonable to enter at this price range?
As we actually did the analysis, we still think it's quite reasonable because as of a 1.6 price, 1.6 1 ringgit and 60 cents price, the dividend is still projected to be at 10 cents. So the dividend yield would be around 6.25%. And just having that alone, it already makes it a significantly more. It gives you a higher return than the next lowest possible risk yielding at the lowest possible risk for return yielding asset, which would be the fixed deposit. So that would be at 4%. So even if you enter at the current price, you still stand to gain something.
Okay. Um, then let's see. So how do you guys get the figures of Uniqlo and I think another firm when you did the comparison?
H&M?
Yeah, H&M.
I think Kendrick would be best suited to answer this since
Oh.
this was his part.
Yeah, so because Padini generally faces competition from overseas, and it was really hard to find like a suitable competitor in the Malaysian exchange. So we generally took the current share price of the main Uniqlo and H&M, and currently they are trading at valuation levels of way higher than Padini, which is Uniqlo at 44.7
I
and
see.
24.8. Yeah, that's how I got it.
Where do you get the data?
I got it from the Bloomberg Stock Code website.
Oh, okay. Understand. Okay, so moving forward, do you think profit margin of Padini will continue eroding or stabilize with their whatever management policy?
According to their financial report for 2015, they have acknowledged that for the past 4 years, the company has been complacent in their operation management. So that's why if anyone were to read the financial report, the forward by the managing director, they would state that they actually used the GST as an opportunity to rework their whole operating process and also Iqbal mentioned before, they actually eliminated the suppliers which they found to be less valuable, and then they actually hired personnel that would allow the brand to be more fashion forward. So if the company stays true to their word, definitely Pardini would be able to increase its profit margin as its market share replenishes and grows as they mentioned in at their peak in their glory days.
Okay,
But
cool.
it's not a 1 year process, which they have also admitted. It will definitely take longer than that because profitability can only come after an appreciation of your brand recognition.
Okay, so after all this being said, how do you guys come about to the target price of 1.76?
So we've decided that due to a lack of short term in terms of 3 months, a specific catalyst, and most of the changes they're making now are structural changes which would only take form fully in their value in about 3 years. Since the holding period that we are looking at is about 1 year, we've decided to come up with a 10% premium, a suggested 10% premium, because at this price, we believe that the share price of Padini will appreciate, but not as much as we expect it to. So based on the valuations and the structural changes that they have done, we can expect a higher increase than 10%. But looking at the scope of 1 year of holding period, we believe that 10% is the optimum premium in order to achieve two things, which is first higher dividends payout and also capital appreciation, which is it is lower than most capital appreciation premiums, but this is offset by the high dividends that we can achieve with Padini.
Okay, so it's a more low risk kind of strategy.
The
Yes.
strategy that we employ, as mentioned by Iqbal, would mainly focus more on the dividend part of the dividend. Yeah, we'll be focusing more on the dividend yield rather than capital appreciation,
Okay.
because we do recognize that Pardini is a brand that's already established, so chances for exponential growth is quite limited. But we believe in the brand name, and its management has also been quoted to be committed in paying out dividends, high dividends for the foreseeable future.
All right. So given that Ringgit Malaysia is falling, I'm not sure. Do you guys see any plans of the company trying to expand operations to overseas, or do they already have revenue from other countries?
They actually already have operations in a lot of Middle Eastern countries, and also the Philippines and, if I'm not mistaken, Indonesia. But as of yet, they have not opened their brick and mortar or flagship outlet stores. It's
Okay.
basically more of just selling their goods there and having other shops just sell them uh, and consignment.
Consignment.
If that is the correct word for it.
Wait, I also don't know what's consignment. This is flagship, is it?
It's not their
Sorry?
flagship store. It's basically other retailers buying it. For example, like Jasco buying a certain brand just to sell in their store.
Okay, that's interesting news. So you're saying Pardini is planning to open consignment stores in other countries?
I mean, basically they already supply shirts there, but it's not under.
I
It's
mean,
another company selling their apparel for them.
oh, okay. Alright, I think that's all I need. So, alright, let's go to the feedback. You guys can chill now. Okay, so I think generally quite well done in terms of the qualitative part. I know what this company is doing. Then maybe it would be good to have the breakdown of the contributions from, I don't know, overseas, local, or maybe like or maybe you break them down based on different different brands they have, like because Mickey Kids is for kids department, then I think Seed is more for office wear. Pardini Authentics is different from Pardini also. Then Vinci is just targeting the females sector. And from there you can sort of see which one is more profitable. I think yeah, probably you will expect Vinci and Mickey Kids to have more margin. Yeah, I think that can be found in annual report. And then aside from that, I think the catalyst, the last two is more convincing than the first two, so maybe you should put them up first. Yeah, because it's not sure how
Okay.
budget. I think budget in the past also didn't really boost their earnings. So I don't see how this year, if they, the government, Najib keeps on doing that, can it
Yeah,
help
true.
Padini?
Yeah, actually, to be honest, when we are doing the research, we couldn't really find many catalysts
Hmm.
because a lot of investment reports basically they said that they can't really see any short-term catalyst for Pardini.
Oh.
So that's why a lot of them say like hold the share and they don't really upgrade it to buy status.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Pardini not very exciting. But yeah, it's good that you guys find e-commerce because I think it's a very recent development. That's good. And then
Okay.
revamping of supply chain also I heard before. It's like design probably you want to compete with H&M and Uniqlo. Then I think competitive advantage is very on point. Maybe you can support with more statistics because I think they usually will say how despite falling falling average sales price, they are still getting the same revenue because the volume increase.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then they have
Oh, okay, okay.
Yep. Yeah. So
store advertisement. Okay, and then sort is good as well. Fundamental. Do you guys write this yourself?
Yeah, I guess
yeah.
so.
Okay. So quite good lah, and I was quite impressed that you guys found H&M and Uniqlo's P ratio.
That one is Kendrick.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kendrick.
Oh, no, it's teamwork.
Yeah, maybe we should include Bonia also.
Bonya, is it?
Yeah, even though they suck lah. They really suck. I don't know why.
Whoa.
You can see
Is
like
this
hmm?
is this recorded treasure later the Bonya
Oh yeah.
boss like just step into this conversation?
Oh shit, yeah. Never mind lah.
No,
Hopefully
yeah,
you don't watch
yeah.
this.
Bonya is excellent, but I don't think they're excellent enough to be compared with.
The
But
company is
Treasure,
huh?
just one thing because when we are doing the research also we actually found it that a lot of these companies that they're competing with like Giordano, Bonia, Uniqlo, and all the H&M, they actually have different market cap, so it's quite hard to compare them like
Yeah
side
lor.
by side.
That is true lah. So I think you should just still include them, but then you make the case that okay, they are a bit different in terms of market cap. But I think other than market cap, look at the sales volume also. Look at sales volume. But I think it's a fair comparison lah. Because they are as close as you can get. So yeah lor. But I think locally also there are a few companies that do retail businesses on clothing. I'm just not very sure exactly who else is there other than Bronya.
You mean that that is listed or
Yeah, that's listed,
just operate?
but they are not very well known. If I recall correctly.
The only other brand I know is Presto and Mortar. That's it.
The other is what?
Presto and Mortar, but they're not listed.
Oh, okay. Do not need to check, and mostly they are not really the name itself. They are like it's a company that deals with the brands from outside. So maybe like some company imports polo, and then they have some revenue to show for as well. That's why they are listed. So like that lor. Okay, anyway, margin compression. Generally all very accurate. And then okay, conclusion also is fine. But then I think okay, but one major thing is that I think the way you guys come up to the target price is a bit very dodgy because
Yeah. I knew that also.
you
I
guys
know
just
what you
say
mean.
like 10% at the existing price, it doesn't look at fundamental at all.
Yeah, there's no
Yeah.
basis for the 10%. I
Yeah.
knew this, but I mean, if you were to find the basis, it would take much more than 2 days.
Yeah.
So
So I think what you
I
can do
understand that.
is
I totally understand.
Yeah, I think there's like a proper way of doing it using their earnings and their price, I think. But since like we are supposed to do a basic style only, so we just assume a 10%, like a conservative 10% instead of like,
because at the same time you have if you don't have the peer comparison then I understand, but since you have H&M and Uniqlo, right? So maybe you can just like discount them, I don't know, maybe H&M one, maybe let's say discount like 30%, then you derive to like 18 PE, then you times again the earnings per share of the past 12 months, so you get back some number lah. It's like your EPF is now 0.12, right? So maybe times 18, that's probably that's probably around 2 ringgit already. Yeah.
hmm.
So the
Okay.
But in your personal opinion, is 2 ringgit like optimistic for a
2
company like
ringgit.
Fedini?
Okay, to me, the strange thing with I think is that it doesn't move for a very long time lah. Then now suddenly some syndicates are frying the stock price. So I really think that's the case. Like normally Malaysian won't be so easily influenced by like speculators, but now it is you're seeing this. If you check the stock price, right, I think they were in 2 ringgit. So is if they have been at 2 ringgit before, it is conceivable that they will go up. And given the uptrend, quite possible lah. Yeah, if you see, I think in the past they reached 1.8. Wow, highest is 2.2. Yeah, lor. If you look at a long term, in terms of technical, maybe you can say they just bottomed out earlier, and then now it's actually a pretty good time to go in. Yeah, I try to share my screen with you guys. So basically, let me see whether I can draw. Okay, probably I can draw. Not sure. So if you see the price, very crude lah. Wait, you cannot draw. But can you like see my cursor?
Wait, what do you want to draw, Sergio? I don't.
No, it's okay. It's okay. No, just
You're drawing the average, is it?
no, just like wanting to draw out the pattern because quite it's quite clear that 1.7 is the support. Sorry, it's the resistance now because in the past it was the support before a bit, but then it keeps on like hanging around here. Then it fought a bit, but it didn't break the support. Then Then afterward, okay, broken. But then now if you go back up again, maybe this will be the resistance. So a price level can both be a support for the price, or maybe be a barrier, a resistance for the price. Yeah, but personally, I don't think it's very exciting. Just people buy it maybe just because they know what is it, and then because they know that it gives good dividend. But all in all, if you want the price to come up, right, you definitely need like big funds to support it. And I think without a very radical change in the economy, it probably won't happen. But yeah, I think it's a good stock to pitch about. And then okay, so other than the 10% premium thing, I think Iqbal, you said at one point that it's okay that the profit margin is falling, but then it's okay considering that it is a large company. I don't
Yeah, no,
think
not falling, like it's small.
yeah, it's smaller lah. But I don't agree with that because in a way, if they keep on going along this trend, it means that they don't have the pricing power, and sooner or later they are gonna quit the market because if they cannot command margin, it sort of means that yeah, they don't have the competitive advantage anymore. Yeah, it's worrying lah. But maybe to defend that, you can say that they are moving away, they're reducing the operating cost by moving to e-commerce. So even though like the sales margin drop, but maybe overall the profit margin is still decent because the operating cost is not that high.
Okay.
That's that lor.
But it seems to me after reading through their statement is that I think they are moving more towards high volume
Yeah,
because
moving towards high volume.
a lot. I think the Maybank analyst he said that he is not too concerned if their margins do not increase because they are increasing their stores by 16 stores, so they have about like 980,000 square feet of shop space that they're operating already. So he's pretty sure that the 16 stores can compensate for any loss in profit in the any compression in the margin.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, that's what the guy, the CEO or something say lah. But actually, I wasn't very optimistic about that move because I think he's not opening it in central KL. It's like all other states one. So we still need to see whether it helps them because the
Whose
so
mic is that?
hmm?
But they said that the reason why they weren't
weren't closing.
expanding aggressively in KL was because um, they actually want to reach like other markets where other brands have not like launched their presence yet. That was the so-called strategy.
Hello?
2.7 ringgit. It's crazy, man. Yeah. Value investing. Okay, so
Are you
I
still
think
are you still holding the stock?
no, I sold it at like 1.6 because I think it cannot go higher. And because there's no catalyst, and suddenly when the price move up so much, I also got a bit weirded out. Didn't really expect that.
But in Malaysia market like we're quite scary because got all these legends like John Soji-Won, damn scary.
Who are they? I've never heard of So Ji-woon.
Huh?
Who's that?
Oh, he's the Singapore all the Asia Suns like Lion. can't remember what it is. You know all those four stocks that in Singapore that
No.
went up and then crashed like within the next day?
Okay. Never heard of it.
Really? You haven't heard of the Singapore, like those four stocks going up like super fast and then it crashed the next day?
Need to check lah. So 气问 ah. Oh, lion gold thing is it? That I'm not sure. Oh, but he's arrested apparently.
Supposedly these guys are masters manipulators of shares.
Okay lah, you cannot go too big lah if you want to do shady shit. Okay. Yeah. So after these few days, what is your whole understanding of picking stocks? Any anything to share?
Iqbal, you have anything? Iqbal, Kendrick?
I did nearly the same thing in my competition, so I don't have that much to share other than the fact that I understand how stock picking works. But the one thing is that everything that you suggest has to have some sort of qualitative backing. So that was one thing that's missing from this one and my competition as well. Like there was some parts that didn't have quantitative reasoning behind it, and they're supposed to be. And second is that I feel that in every pitching, everyone goes so much into the details, they forget to tell the actual suggestion. So like that was our mistake just now, which I did in the competition again as well. It's like you forgot to say that okay, we suggest to buy at 1.6 and then start 1.76.
Okay. So you mean the price where you buy in and then where you exit lah?
Yeah. Even if it's not like just buying stocks or something, there should be like focus on what is your suggestion in the end.
Okay. Henrik?
Oh, for me, is it?
Yep.
Oh yeah, so technically investing is probably a very long and careful process. That's what I learned. It's not just the part of having catalysts like being optimistic or even identifying their risks, like stuff like you have to like dive deep into their accounting their reports, and you find out everything what the management has said, whether it's trustworthy, whether this management has been proving what it says has been right. I mean, there's like a huge process to deciding whether to put your money in the stock. So, I mean, people always say this.
Excuse me, sorry to disturb, but I think I have to go now. I'm sorry, people.
Oh, okay. See you,
Yeah,
Iqbal.
because since we made the pitching earlier, I had to plan my time to I had to switch some things that I have to do. So I have to go now. I'm sorry to end in such an abrupt manner, but
Okay, see you, man.
thank you for the feedback, and yeah,
Yep,
Kendrick,
yep.
you can continue. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, so I was saying like people always say that you gotta be careful you're investing, and then I guess this is one very practical way. Is as usual, it's always ICMS with a very practical ways. And then yeah, I think it gives a better idea. Maybe it's a first step to wanting to invest myself. Yeah.
I think after this you can be more confident but of course as you say there's a lot of pitfalls of relying on on just the reports. There's a very famous case a few years ago. There's a senior called, if you go to Google his story, can you guys read Chinese?
Not really.
Alex?
No.
Okay.
But you can send me the link and then I can try and make it up.
I forgot which. Okay, so this guy's name is. I'm getting the name KLSE8K. It's like some, Actually,
Sorry?
there's a lot of KLSE
Sorry?
8K. KL is KLSE, the KL Stock Exchange, the short form.
Oh, okay.
8K. So this guy, he was looking at the stock, right? It's called Megan, MEGAN. And then this stock, I think now is still on the market, but almost like is like no one looks at the stock anymore lah. And in the past, he was very bullish on the stocks. He went to Chari Forum. It's a quite Chinese forum. Then he was advocating all the investors there to put their money in this stock because he thinks that I think the price to PE is like 2, It's like PE is 2. It's just
Two,
crazy. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, it's 2 Then like the price to book value also like damn low. So soon because he's very respectable, I think in the past he was right in his bet in some maybe banking stocks. And then afterwards, uh it was reported that Megan had a fraud in their reporting because they basically produce DVD players and they fake their revenues. So once the news come out, the stock crash, all the people on the forum was witch hunting him, and then he disappeared ever after.
So they never found him until now.
They still find him like personally lah, but he never like make comments online anymore. But personally, I think he's very rich. Yeah, that's why people follow him. So you should like find out some books on how do you study frauds in the financial statement. But the problem with studying this is that normally the writers are all Americans, so context is quite different. Like American, like the accounting standards and stuff.
That's quite scary as well. For this thing, like people like herd mentality, they'll start buying and then after it'll just crash. Like
mentality is always the case lah on the market.
I heard China is quite terrible, quite notorious, right?
China. Yeah, Chinese, you cannot trust the whatever is reported.
And also the trade volume there is very scary.
Trade volume is true also because I think a lot of people play with margin account, meaning they lend from the broker and then they play with the money, and it got burned. Yeah.
That's like exactly like China, right?
I mean, yeah, even China GDP might also be fake one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There's another blog post I'm posting here. It shows the stock price of the firm. The stock price was from like 56 cent, and then dropped until like 10 cent in 3 months. It's like Enron exaggerated their earnings. Yeah, and then the guy was like, "Oh, look at this stock. They are registering continuously improving EPS and also the revenue." Okay, yeah. But these are quite depressing. Another link you can follow is this one. Can you see the third link?
Wait, where are the links? Sorry.
On the
the
Google
chat.
Hangout chat. So again, I think it's a very good page to study. Okay, if Carrie can't access, then I'll just share my screen. It's a very good way to just simplify the stocks that you want to invest in. As of now, you can see, so this page tells you which company has been registering, increasing profit and revenue in the past 3 years. And as long as you don't see like some really, okay, I think all the figures here look quite normal. It's not like in 1 year they suddenly jump up dramatically up, but Inari is quite dramatic. Like the revenue quadruple in 2 years. This, if you remember, we were talking about the thematic investing. Inari is a technology stock. That's why they benefited from the weakened ringgit Malaysia. And then MyEG was another stock that you guys could have picked.
Actually,
Then you
MyG was
see,
quite tempting.
hmm?
MyG quite tempting.
Yeah, very tempting because the profit margin is so high. 68 over 141. It's like at least 30% profit margin.
Hmm.
It's a government monopoly. Very unfair.
Yeah, lor. Then QL sells eggs, I think. So profit margin less than 10. Okay, then the Berjaya Food. Homeris, also very interesting. Furniture stocks. Furniture stocks is now all the rage. Someone else like made a compilation of the 5 stocks that is very popular, and then apparently they have increased about 150% in the past 6 months. 160 eh. Blah, 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 blah. And there's a few very interesting page you can like on Facebook. This is Almighty Capital. So I'm not sure who's behind this, but their recommendation is not bad. And then you can, I mean, it's free anyway, so might as well just sign up. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, I think that's it. I also need to prepare for something else. Kenrick, are you going to UCL's food fair?
Yeah, probably. Why?
No, is it Tuesday or you're going to the one today?
Today.
The Taiwanese food
Yeah.
Oh damn, I also want to go do you know which campus it is?
It's in the main one, I think.
The main one. Have you been there before?
Not really. Wait, I can actually find out where is it right now.
Okay.
Guys, damn lucky.
Lucky.
You
Actually,
see our
no.
main quad,
Oh wait.
which is on Gower Street, I think.
Yo, then very near only. I think I should go. Warren Street. Okay lah. See you there if possible.
Yeah.
Alright, so is that it?
Yep, that's it.
Will we be having a debrief about the session?
Maybe we'll do it on. I think we'll do it through text. Like just a debrief in a Facebook post or. Still need to discuss
Okay.
whether got video debrief or not.
Yeah. So what do we tell Zheng Gang?
Share with him the report and then maybe some comments. Yeah, try to
I
compile
don't know.
them.
It's like I think we only get one reply from him from the whole chat. I'm not sure.
Yeah, sometimes he rather like message me than talking in the group. then very 麻烦。
I don't know. I don't even know what he looks like. I didn't even know there was a he or she in the first place.
Oh, I didn't know it's you before I go and look for your Facebook profile, Alex.
Oh, why?
Yeah, because your name is like the Chinese name, so there's no Alex or something. I think.
Like Li Xuan or something?
Yeah, Lishan, but then yeah, I don't
Then
really want
there's
my I don't really want my real name to be out floating in the internet.
then there's like Alex and Alex Plum.
Oh, because what last time I was with my teacher, right? Then she was like telling, hey, isn't Lee plum or pear in Chinese?
Oh,
Then I just simply put,
hey, so lame.
why? Hey, Alex Lee cannot find already. All the email gone already.
Oh, okay.
Just put on here something cute.
Okay, so hey Henry, I basically live around Brunswick. Yeah, I think I live on this street. Oops.
Wait,
I live on this street.
what street is
This
it?
this is Russell Square, so I live on Tavistock Place.
Oh, you're very new. I use your friends, and you're very near me also.
Yeah lah, that's why I think I should go. Okay,
I'm
let's
at
hmm?
I'm at Woburn Place. You know the HSBC there in Russell Square.
Auburn.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay. Wait, you are a city student, right?
Yeah.
So your school is also very near here?
No, it's like half an hour away. Walk.
Oh,
It's
I
a friends
see.
unit, so I'm staying there.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay, I think that's it for today.
Alright,
Okay.
thanks for your time.
Yep.
Hey, good job, Kendrick. Say good job to everyone else, but they all left already.
Yeah. Right. Thanks, Treasure.
Yep.
Thanks,
Okay,
Alexis, for that.
thanks for your time.
Mm,
Yeah.
Okay.
too.
Bye-bye.
Okay,
Go for the
Bye.
food fair, like. You need some food for your stressful times.
Okay. Alright, enjoy the festivals. Bye.
Yep.
Okay, thanks, man. Have a good night.
Mm.
You too.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.